Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice. I am your host, James McCormick. Corbett Perkins is out in the field today, but you got me. So today we're going to be going to sites that are commonly referred to as fords and river crossings. In particular, we're going to be studying areas along the riverways in West Virginia as it relates to the Civil War and quite possibly into the early Revolutionary War time periods. We will be looking at areas in Point Pleasant where the Kanawha River and the Ohio River meets, and also ford crossings in and around Carnifex Ferry, Barbersville, and Ravenswood, West Virginia. These sites are mainly overgrown and on private property now. So remember that if you're a detectorist and you go out to search a site, make sure that you get permission from the property owner. Some sites are owned by the city. It's always good to go and ask permission. Even before we go into parks, we like to find out what city manager manages that site and to get permission. And why? Because it's a respectful thing to do, and it is the right thing to do. Because we at Digging History really believe that we're not only trying to show you history and allow you in some cases to touch artifacts that are in many cases older than the state of West Virginia, but we're also trying to create great relationships with the hobbyists and the historical enthusiasts that are out trying to enjoy this hobby. So remember, respect. Respect the land that you're on. Fill your holes. Make sure that you have permission, and if you have a property owner that asks you to leave, don't argue with them, just leave. Thank them for the opportunity to be there, and above all things, friends, be courteous and kind. So today, as we do our trip, we're going to really look at how the river influenced the Civil War in West Virginia, and in particular, how significant the inland waterways have been to our state. West Virginia is filled with small and large waterways that make it an ideal tactical location. That's why in the early part of the war, the Confederacy tried to control it and the Union fought very hard to get it and to maintain it, and they did. Many of these areas along the rivers will be the site of camps, ford crossings, and also small engagements that you don't hardly see or even hear about in the history books. And when we find a place like that, it's always good to mark it, notate it, and ensure that we share that information with the state archives folks here. I want to talk to you a little bit about our great state of West Virginia. As we go around throughout the state looking for places and searching and finding the historical significance of our state, we also run into some beautiful scenery. And a lot of times we use the magazine Wonderful West Virginia. Wonderful West Virginia is a magazine that tells us all about our state. You can get a subscription to this magazine and have it sent directly to your home. And I would encourage you to do so because there are so many wonderful things that you can find about our great state. A couple of other things that I want to talk about is to always remember that freedom is not free. Someone made a sacrifice so that we can have the freedom to do what we do. I served for 22 years in the United States Army. I don't always go into my military service, but during that time I served in 2 combat theater operations, one in Operation Desert Storm and the other one in Operation Iraqi Freedom. I was shot in the hand, in the leg, and in the chest on 3 different occasions. I have really understand the significance of sacrifice, but not as much as our Gold Star families do. And friends, there is going to be a wonderful monument that is going to be here in the Capitol. This is dedicated to the Gold Star families. And you have really got to study up on the amazing work that has been performed by our very own Herschel Woody Williams. That's right. Not only is Woody a well-loved and wonderful man in the state of West Virginia, but I consider him one of my great friends. Many of times I've had a blessed opportunity to sit with Woody Williams, to even have my children sit on his lap to share stories. What a wonderful man that we have, and what a tremendous example that he has been to not only his country, but helping his veterans and the state of West Virginia. Woody has dedicated his entire life now. His legacy is the honoring of the Gold Star families of America. Those are families that lost loved ones in combat. We have to remember them. And these monuments are designed to not just remember the mothers, but the families. I myself am a Gold Star family nephew. My uncle was killed in the Korean War, though I never met him. I can tell you that my grandmother, great-grandmother, grieved his death till the day she died in 1975. And I'll never forget it. So, without any further ado, let's go forward and study the great river crossings and the Civil War in West Virginia with Digging History. Here we are, Corbett and James with Digging History.
What up? We about to be some mountain goats today.
You want to talk about mountain goats? Let me just turn you guys around there and take a look at that. This is what we call extreme Appalachian digging right here. Dude.
Or just a case of the stupids.
We are still in the coronavirus, so notice that we not around anybody, and we keep our distance as well. We don't want to get each other's cooties.
I don't roll like that. I wasn't in the Navy.
But we're just getting our gear ready. But today is April 11th, 2020.
And in 1 week, Corbett turns 44.
So Corbett will be 44, and I got a son that has the same birthday. Shares the birthday. Let's see, he'll be 27. 27. Getting ready to have his first baby, by the way.
Miranda, April 13th. Nathaniel, April 16th. Me, April the 18th. My wife and my baby girl, April the 25th. The only oddball in my crew is Brendan. My little cameraman, as y'all know. He's the only oddball. He's a left-handed kid, which I'm not left-handed, neither is Kelly. He just weird as hell. But he's June 11th. He's the only oddball. Even my dog, Leonidas, is an April dog.
We got a lot of gnats out here today too. My daughter, my youngest, my baby, her birthday's April the 26th. We got bug spray on.
April for me is just worse than Christmas.
Yes.
I have to give everybody an ultimatum. Do you want Christmas presents or do you want a birthday?
We had 3 birthdays in May. Yeah. All right, folks. Keep watching us on Digging History. We'll be back as soon as we start finding some cool Civil War stuff. Belt buckle day today. And I'm at one of the famous river crossings. It's actually on the Potomac River. And as you know, we're doing our segment on river crossings. I've already found like 6 bullets here. I suspect that's what this is too, but I don't know. But we're gonna find out together. Maybe. That would help if I turned it on, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, that's what it is too. Look, check it out. So it's a fired 3-ringer. 58 caliber, pretty common round. So there were a lot of camps and Ford sites here. So just keep watching. Maybe we'll find some coins. Okay, folks, got a good strong signal here. Not sure what it is, but we're gonna find out. I have been very fortunate and found some cool coins. Some of y'all may have seen some of those pictures, but I've also been finding more Civil War artifacts as well. And man, what is it? You know, I usually don't just stick my fingers down there. Okay. You gotta be careful though. You don't want to ruin something. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Oh, wow. All right. Oh, no. Say it isn't so. That's one of the... That's a Spanish real. Circa 1783. You know, you see it's in pretty bad condition, but it's silver and, you know, over 200 years old. So, really cool. Hey folks, got Corbett down here in the creek. Beautiful stream down here. He's getting a bullet signal down in the water. It's a whole different world when you're searching in the water. That's for sure. I'm trying to get down here. It's a little bit, as he said, sketchy. Try to get down here. Take y'all through that process.
It's cold.
Yeah, it is a cold mountain stream, isn't it? Woo. There it is. Hitting the ring, isn't it?
Ow, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah.
Word of advice, take your ring off before you do this. It's my Masonic ring, I can't be losing it neither.
About 10,000 horsepower knife down here.
Auto. So help me God, if this is a nail, I'm gonna be mad.
You said you was getting a high pitch, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk around this way. Yeah, I know, man. It looks like really treacherous here.
God, are you serious?
Look at there.
Pick up your trash, people. Jeez. Now my hands are ice cold.
That's that
My
high
legs
pitch.
all wet.
That was that high pitch
Yeah,
you
I
got.
should have known. Because normally on that Garrett, if it hits 80 or above, it's supposed to be like high coin, but no, I've only found out that it's all aluminum cans.
Yeah, there's a lot of aluminum cans that come up.
I don't know, but this is just pretty. So.
It is pretty on here. Sometimes you can just eyeball stuff, you know? And so far it hasn't got over my boots yet. Like here. Really pretty rocks down in there. Got a cross. Let's see what's that. What's that? Ah, let's see. It's a piece of junk. We'll get that out of here, though.
Hey, he's ready to do some last Mohican stuff tonight.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Remember, wasn't the last Mohicans filmed somewhere around here or in West Virginia, right?
I think so.
Close to us, wasn't it?
I don't know exactly where that was at, though.
Well, one of my great-grandfathers, William Morris, was in him and his sons were involved in that massacre of Chief Woodstock and down your way.
Yeah, that cursed the whole area there in Mason County.
That's what I was telling you, see? I don't owe anybody anything except the Native Americans, because I do have proof of it. You know, my family. I apologize to the Native Americans that want.
Man, it is beautiful here. Other than that trash that you see right there. Or that trash. Imagine how much better this place would look if there wasn't a lot of trash laying around. You know, that's the problem.
Well,
all right.
Then people in West Virginia want to know why.
Look at there. There's another piece of trash right there.
Telephone cable.
Yeah.
And then people in West Virginia want to know why we get a bad rap. Well, I wonder why. Look, you can't take your fence posts. Really?
Burn them.
Burn them. The concrete, you could bust the concrete off, yeah, and dump them in the creek.
How about filling up some of them potholes we got around here with?
I mean, you could take those are good brackets still on those fence posts.
Yeah, they wasted that.
They're wasting stuff,
Went out digging today. I found some really cool stuff. So I was going to give up, but man, I'm glad I didn't. So I got out and I found some Civil War stuff. And there's some things here that I really don't know what they are. I'm going to need some help identifying. Found a really cool, I'll just go ahead and show you this now. It's and it's hard to see it, but this is a 1900 V-nickel. I think I got it upside down. It's so hard to tell. Oh, okay, here it is. So here it is. It's right side up, and you can see the numbers on the bottom, and you can see the stars. It's in really bad shape. I'll try to clean it up a little bit more with a toothpick, but there's really not a whole lot you can do with it. I got it to where I can read the date, and it's 1900, so 1900. Really cool, 120-year-old coin right there, and that goes into the collection. Found some new money. I found a quarter and 3 pennies right here, so that goes into the kids' piggy bank, and I enjoy doing that. I found this really cool piece of glass. This is like an amber glass. It's huge, and I know there's some more of this up there. So this month's digging history is all about ferries, riverways, and areas around the river. So I was in Charleston. Look at that, how cool that is. See how the light shines through it? Very old glass. So today I was on the Canal River in Charleston, West Virginia. So that's where I was at. Found a mixture of stuff, Civil War, some not Civil War. Found this really cool pocket watch out there. Check it out. You don't generally find both of these together. I found this, and about 100 feet away, I found this on the bottom of the hill. So this is broken and, obviously was thrown out. But, this is a turn of the century timepiece, so it was a nice little pocket watch. I found this broken lock. So this is a Jawhan. It's Jawhan, and I'm going to look this thing up because it's pretty old, but you can see where the key went in, and that was really cool. I found this rivet. Now, this rivet is neat because it's bent, and these rivets were in the middle of big pieces of leather, so probably off some horse bridle gear, or, it could be something else, but this is a rivet commonly found around Civil War camps. I found this 1900s section of looked like a small wind-up clock. And I found some more gears and stuff, and I'm not going to bore you with those, but I have some more clock gears. So I got out, found a 3-ring fired bullet. Didn't think it was. I thought it was a round ball. until I started digging and cleaning. And when you dig and you clean, you can see down here at the bottom where that was the bottom of the 3-ring bullet. This looks like a Williams cleaner. I think this was a Williams cleaner bullet that was fired just because of the size of the hole that's in there. So yes, this is 100% a Williams cleaner Civil War bullet, fired probably during the Battle of Charleston, the area that I was at. So I need some help identifying some of these things. So I found this. Now this is like a crane. Now when I looked at this, this really looks like something that came off of the pommel end of possibly a knife or a saber, because where I found this was about 50 yards down from this. Now, you look at this, you think, well, what in the world is that? You know what that is. That is a throat for either a bayonet or a small sword. I'm going to go with the Zouave bayonet because I cleaned this up a little bit and I can't really mess with it, but I can see that it was attached to leather, and you can tell that because of the little hole that's there. And then looking at some of the design on it, it looks exactly like the throat piece off of a Zouave bayonet. And this piece actually come out of it. So this is a telltale sign. You know, this is the spring that was in there that locked your knife in, so it didn't just come flying out. So this was inside of here, like this, okay? And so the blade went in here, and it you know, you had to pull it out. So there it is. That's definitely Civil War era. You know, I'm almost 100% certain it's Zouave. This right here, though, I think came off of the end of a knife, or it could have been, because it looks like a goose, you know, this could have been a carving knife. You know, this thing's almost big enough to be a handle all in itself, but I don't think that it was. I think that the handle was here. And you know, this right here was probably a decorative piece, and probably somebody used this to carve the goose with. And next to it, I found this knife. Now, I cleaned this up a little bit because I was really trying to find some marks. There are no marks on it. This could be silver. I have to, because the silver started to come through just really quickly, and you know, usually if it's stainless steel, it would be marked stainless steel. This is too old to be stainless steel. This is way too old. Doing a little research, soldiers sometimes carried a silver, you know, especially an officer would have carried, you know, silverware. Literally, that's what they called it, silverware, because it was silver. So a knife, a spoon, and a fork. So there you go. And I found this really cool construction hatchet hammer. These were kind of common. This is what they used to unload and unpackage crates, probably from the 20s or the 30s. I'm going to do a little more research on it. See if I can get one of my buddies to put this in their electrolysis and clean it up. Found another wedge. These were commonly used to split rails. So this is 100+ years old. I mean, about everything I found was that old. And then I found, you know, a little widget here, a little screw. You know, it could have went to anything. I was hoping there was some writing on it, but there's no writing on it. And a key. So, outside of that, that was the finds today, and I found a lot of junk, and I got to see Corbett today. We was out, we linked up over at the park there, and so that's it. So this is some of the artifacts from the Inland Waterway excursion today near the Canal River in Charleston, West Virginia. So keep watching on Digging History, and we will be bringing you some really cool stuff. This by far was the best find today for me. You might not think that, but this is from a Zoov bayonet. 100% guaranteed. 100% guaranteed. So, God bless and have a good evening. And we hope that you enjoyed.
Hold on just a second. You recording, Mark? Okay, go ahead.
He probably is. And we hope that you enjoyed this segment of Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice. We sure enjoyed it. And we're glad that you took an opportunity to learn about the history of our state and also about the wonderful time that we have metal detecting. Metal detecting is our form of therapy. I'm going to tell you that we have found so much cool stuff, not only in this segment, but also in the entire time that we've been out there. And what's even cooler is that we allow and share these wonderful artifacts that we find with others, especially with our youth. You see, our youth can get an opportunity to participate in some of these digs, learn about amateur archaeology, the history of our state, and also a little bit about themselves. We also had an opportunity to talk to you about the great state of West Virginia, our wonderful West Virginia magazine, and the significant sacrifices made by our Gold Star families. This show is dedicated to all of those that did not make it home. Remember, folks, that every day is a blessing. We should always cherish the minutes that we have. If you have someone with you right now, consider yourself blessed. If you have an opportunity to tell someone that you care about them, you love them, I would highly encourage you to do so. And we at Digging History and Honoring the Sacrifice want to thank the West Virginia Library Commission for all that they do to help us to learn a little more about ourselves. And also to Beth Garrigle, our producer, who on her own time and through her own resources goes through and edits our programming. And I can tell you, we're not great filmers, so she has to do a lot of editing. So Beth, we thank you for that. And for all of you wonderful folks here in the studio, we couldn't do it without you. So remember that a day digging beats a day on the couch. So get out and get to digging. God bless everyone and have a great day.